Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh, God.
Chubs gone wild.
Well, hello and welcome to another Chubs Gone Wild. This is episode 560, recorded on Monday, September 16th, 2024. It is 72 degrees and partly cloudy outside in Sacramento, where we had a little rain this morning. Okay, it's 28 days until Canadian Thanksgiving, 45 days till Halloween, 73 days until Thanksgiving, and 100 days until Christmas. Let's talk real quick about Patreon. It offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and other items and trinkets. We want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Starsage from the Univaz, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can support our work for as little as $1 a month. Join me for a moment as we talk about today's affirmation. Life is here for me to enjoy today. I go for the joy.
Is that a Kamala Harris thing?
Could be. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I almost made a bad joke, but yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about history. Today, September 16th, 1620, the Mayflower sails from Plymouth, England, bound for the Americas with 102 passengers. The ship was headed for Virginia, where the colonists, half religious dissenters and half entrepreneurs, had been authorized to settle by the British Crown. However, stormy seas and navigational errors forced the Mayflower off course, and on November 21st, the Pilgrims reached Massachusetts, where they founded the first settlement, permanent European settlement in New England in late December.
What did they leave at the end of summer? Why would they leave at the end of summer to travel across the ocean?
Yeah.
And then end up landing in fucking December in Massachusetts, Plymouth Rock? Really?
No.
Crazy. Stupid.
No wonder so many of them died from cold and exposure. But
Yeah,
the important thing is that there were 6 of them that were my relatives that ended up living and having children. That's important.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
then
to
I
you.
can look back and go, yeah, I did come from a family of assholes. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, go kill some Indians or, well, Native Americans. They were spotty history.
You mean indigenous people?
Yeah, I guess that's the current term.
Just can't take you anywhere.
Nope, sure can't. Hey, guess what? There was some holidays that today is named after, including, well, Mayflower Day, as we just spoke about. We also have Anne Bradstreet Day, Collect Rocks, International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer, Mexican Independence Day, National Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day, National Day of Prayer and Remembrance for the Victims of Hurricane Katrina, National Guacamole Day, also National Stay Away from Seattle Day. I have done that one. That is the one I have done. But
you've also done Mayflower Day.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, it's National Tattoo Story Day. Do you have a story about your tattoo?
Which one?
Pick one. We know Teddy.
Yeah, the one on my ass is Sean also has one as well, the same tattoo, and so does his friend Damien,
Mm,
because we were all born in the year of the boar, so we got the symbol on put on us during the Chinese New Year festival in San Francisco that year.
that's pretty cool. So that means you're all pig bottoms, yes?
Um, well,
Mm,
two of us.
okay. All right. We also have Step Family Day, Teenager Workout Day, Trail of Tears commemoration. Oh. We have Working Parents, Play-Doh, and Wrinkled Raincoat Day, because we all know that wrinkled raincoats needed a day of their own, maybe for Paddington Bear. All right. Well, what we have next, I guess we're gonna jump into some birthdays. Starting out with wishing a big happy birthday to Suki de la Croix. We then have Nathaniel and comedian Emma Haney. Moving forward this week, happy birthday to that very handsome bear, Rob, of our local bears. We also have Tabitha, who worked with us in Countess Dracula, the second incarnation, Mohammed, Pixie, Scott, Catherine, Josiah, um, John Steinkamp, who is the narrator for two of my books. We have Christian Nico. We all know Nico, met him at Pride 48. And also Megan, Ginny, and Jen. Happy birthday, everybody. Hope that you celebrate well. Okay. Little bit of feedback. Sean wrote in and said that he enjoyed The Acolyte, but is not surprised by its cancellation. He's curious to see if any of those characters turn up in future shows or movies. And that would be kind of interesting. I'd actually like to see those characters in something other than this show.
Yeah, but if more than 50% of the characters were killed off. I don't know who could actually show up anywhere else. I guess if it's another flashback sequence, they probably could. But
Probably.
yeah, I mean, it was just a bloodbath.
My favorite, actually, my favorite was the little blue female uh, alien, and they killed her off. Not a problem. All right. Well, then we have some chub hugs to send out. Mine is anyone affected by Republican lies. Also, we want to send a chub hug out to Mean Keen, who received some news that he is dealing with. And well, if you know him, you already know. How about you?
Well, I do want to. Okay, to Moose, who's in North Carolina,
Mhm.
chub hug, because he's dealing with probably seeing all those commercials for that idiot that's running for governor,
Ugh.
who refers to um, uh, well, gay people as filth.
Hmm.
It's just well, this is why. But the good thing is that it's probably going to end up flipping the state to Democrat, because he's just horrible. I was listening to him, he was giving some speech, and I'm like, I was so offended listening to it, and I'm thinking, poor Moose has to listen to these commercials all the time.
Mm.
Ugh, so
Yeah.
yeah, well, and of course, Moose isn't the only one that has to be listening to all this garbage. I'm so glad I'm completely off of cable. I don't see any of the commercials. It's been fantastic. I
Yeah.
don't even know if there are. The only time I see them is when one of my YouTube shows is going, listen to what this idiot is saying. So, and then it's always prefaced with an idiot. So I'm not outraged when it comes on, but it's terrible, just terrible.
Yeah. Best way to absorb it is through the commentators. All right. Hey, in news, a report by the Williams Institute highlights that voter ID laws in several states could make it harder for over 210,000 transgender Americans to vote in the upcoming presidential election. These laws, which require photo IDs at the polls, pose significant barriers for trans individuals whose gender markers don't match their ID. States with stricter voter ID laws, such as Georgia and Wisconsin, could disenfranchise as many as 91,300 trans voters. Trans people of color, low-income individuals, and those with disabilities are particularly affected, exacerbating existing barriers to updating IDs and participating in the election. So that sounds quite typical. Disenfranchising voters. Next up, 2 women in Paris were found guilty of libel for spreading false rumors about the French First Lady, Brigitte Macron, who was saying that she was born a man and had transitioned. They will pay 13,500 euros in fines and damages. The conspiracy, which claimed Brigitte was actually her brother Jean Miguel, originated from a 2021 YouTube video and was widely distributed by U.S. provocateur Candace Owens. Brigitte Macron, who initially ignored the rumors, chose to fight back when her family was affected. President Emmanuel Macron later addressed the claims, expressing how deeply they had hurt him and his wife.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing with, Michelle Obama too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just pigs.
Yeah, they don't do it with Melania though, because, well, she's already showed that, everything's real, so to speak. Celebrity deaths. Hey, Frankie Beverly, the honey-coated baritone frontman for the soul and funk group Maze, and known for his 1981 hit Before I Let Go, has died at 77. Peter Runaway, voice actor and performer of Splinter, the original 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series, died at age 89. Karate Kid star and son of Steve McQueen's son, Chad McQueen, died at age 63. Tito Jackson, a member of the famous Jackson 5 and the Jacksons, has passed away at the age of 70. And Michaela Mabinti de Prince, trailblazing ballerina who starred in a Beyonce video, dies at age 29. Far, far, far too young. And now Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, let's see. I did want to mention that in the Bachelorette world, or the Bachelor Nation, I mentioned that Jen picked Devin dumped her. Well, they're now they both have released personal text messages trying to, blame the other, basically. So it got ugly, very ugly. On Big Brother, Kelsey was HOH. She put up Angela and Chemo. They were on the block. MJ gets the veto, pulls down Angela. For some fucking reason, they're keeping Angela. It's driving me crazy. And Quinn gets put up as the replacement, and Quinn becomes the first jury member to go to the jury house. So it's weird. I don't know. I mean, they're playing very much individual games. So, obviously they want to keep Angela around for some reason, but we're not finding out right now what that is. So it's irritating. On RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, it was a sewing contest. And what was fun about it was that each queen was told to bring a suitcase full of material to make a dress out of during a competition. But what happens is Ru puts them into teams and then tells them they have to switch bags. So whatever you brought for yourself is now in the hands of your partner, whoever you're there with. So that, because some of the girls brought amazing materials and stuff to use, and some girls brought like what they found on their sewing room floor, basically. So it was kind of shitty, but still fun. The queen that went home was the queen from France, who I liked. I was surprised that she went home, but they all have to go home sooner or later. On Still enjoying murders on in our building, and I know that Brian doesn't like what's oh god, now I've got Eva Longoria. Well, because she's kind of the other two guys, because she's the movie version of Selena Gomez character. So she's following her around, becoming her, but unfortunately, she wants to make the part her own. First, of course, Selena Gomez is in her 20s, and Eva Longoria is probably in her 50s. So, and they said, well, the focus groups thought that the age difference was kind of creepy. But she doesn't bother me. But I've been having a good time with it. Let's see. We're one episode away from finishing Time Bandits on Apple TV, and we are cruising through season 1 of Elsbeth over on Paramount Plus. And if you haven't seen it, Elsbeth is basically Columbo meets Murder, She Wrote. So it's very funny and kind of silly the way Murder, She Wrote was, but at the beginning of every episode, we see the murder happen. We know who the killer is. We know who the victim is. And Elsbeth is working with the police. And so she's like a Columbo. She comes in and just immediately figures out who's suspicious here and starts, irritating them. It's fun. A listener of ours, Timothy, suggested I watch Female Impersonator of the Year pageant 1985 with hosts Lyle Wagner and Ruth Buzzy. And so now this is 85, and Timothy and I were talking about, he was going, well, the wigs were so different for the time period, but really what it was the 80s. They all had that horrible 80s hair. And the poor woman who did Tina Turner had the worst wig. I mean, just a terrible wig. But the show itself was, of course, I'm sure there was never a Female Impersonator of the Year award 1986, but it was interesting. They did Runway. They did I think I'm trying to think, was it Casual? And then they did Talent, and some of the lip syncing was better than other lip syncing. Anyway, it's on YouTube if anybody wants to check it out. Female Impersonator of the Year. It's actually you can see it's a VHS tape that they were using at the very beginning. So because remember how it used to always not say "Be Kind, Rewind," but it said these you can't. Copy these things, we're going to find you, even though there's no way we can find you. So but it was fun, and a quick watch too. I was really surprised how fast I watched it. And let's see, I saw on another new show that's over on Netflix called Perfect Couple. It's Nicole Kidman and Lee Shriver are parents to one of their kids getting married at their Hampton beach house. So it's rich people and there's a murder. So that's really all you need to know about it. It's so far it's been kind of fun. I think I've already figured out what's what, but there's 6 episodes. We'll see what happens. I saw 3 movies this week. One was Uglies over on Netflix. They're pushing it pretty hard. It's about a world where when you hit 16, you become the person that you want to be. They'll give you surgery and everything to, if you want to look like Barbie, they'll make you look like Barbie. But if you want high cheekbones and like amazing hair and you thin, they'll do it for you. So these kids are all looking forward to doing this, and then of course there's a group that doesn't want this to happen, that people shouldn't be augmented to whatever they think is perfection. And then you come to find out that they're also they kind of give them some sort of shot in the brain that makes them, oh, he's so happy. It's basically they're drugging them, making them look pretty, and just tell them to go out and fuck and do whatever they want. And the other group is going, no, we don't want that. So and it was weird because at the beginning of the movie, I'm kind of going, okay, I'm going to see where this goes. And then the further it got through, it became more like an after school play break. Remember those?
Yeah,
Those,
the after school special thing.
yes, yeah. It was it felt kidsy. It felt it was weird. It's hard to explain, but it just felt like this is not meant for everyone. This is meant for 16-year-old girls, basically. So I don't think guys are even going to really like it. I also saw Civil War. It's over on Max now. This is the movie that came out earlier this year. That there's some sort of civil war going on. The president keeps demanding that they stop this warring, and we need to bring peace back. Yet we're following a group of journalists who are heading to Washington, D.C. because the armies that are up against the president are coming to the White House, and they're going to eliminate what's going on in the White House. So it was, with the exception of the very end of the movie, it was not worth the time I put in to watch it. They introduce you to some great characters that get killed off for no good reason, and so it was just it's just like why am I still watching this? But then glad I finished it just for the last 30 seconds of the movie. So, and then finally I went to see Beetlejuice at the theaters. It's there now, second week at the top of the box office. It was good. I mean, it was fun. I had thought that the father, Charles, in it, I thought he had died, but no, it found out he was a pedophile or something, and he's canceled, or he's in jail, or I don't know what it is. So he's not in the movie, but they made it work out because he was on a bird seeing thing. He likes to bird watch.
Okay.
So but his plane went down, and when he was in the water, he got his head bitten off by a shark. So
okay.
So throughout the movie, there's this guy looking for his wife with no head, and blood keeps squirting out of the body. But it's funny. It's hilarious. So most of the rest of the cast is there, except they don't have Gina Davis or Alec Baldwin.
Right.
But the rest are there. They've got the girl who played Wednesday in the Netflix Wednesday Addams show. She's playing the daughter here of Winona Ryder. And so once Charles has been killed, they go back to the house because they're living in New York now. They go back to the house because they're going to have the funeral there because Charles loved that house. And so and that gets them back into the area, and things happen, storylines happen from there. But it was all pretty amusing. There's a couple characters, one character that didn't even need to be there, and the other character is that we start seeing at the very beginning is Beetlejuice, his ex-wife, that he is killed, and she's back to seek her revenge on him. But they don't utilize her character enough. She was a really cool, funny character. I mean, the idea of her was really funny, but they just didn't do it. I mean, that's as far as we got. So but otherwise, I enjoyed it. Yeah, and they do use MacArthur Park. It's more so than, remember, Daylight Come and I Want to Go Home.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they use both Richard Harris's version and Donna Summer version.
Hmm.
So,
That's
and
cool.
I was dancing in my seat.
That's very cool.
But otherwise, and I'm seeing Company this week. The Broadway tour of Company is coming through Sacramento, so I'll be
Wow.
seeing that on Wednesday.
Nice.
I'm thinking the police officer and in your creepy,
Yeah.
because Matt has a picture behind him that's creepy vintage Halloween costumes from the
Mhm.
70s. I think it's because the policeman's a ginger.
Oh, maybe that's why it's creepy. I don't
Thank
know.
you.
It looks kind of like Hillary Clinton on the bottom there. Um, but I don't know why they'd say that that was creepy. But they
Well,
have
that
Wonder
wouldn't be the
Woman and
70s
Benji
either.
on the other side, and
That wouldn't
that's
be 70s either. So
oh, I see. Wait, the word at the top, unintentionally creepy.
creepy.
Okay, that makes
Well,
more sense.
well, don't you remember some of these costumes?
Mm-hmm.
The one
Very
I like
well.
right the one I like right now is that I keep seeing online is it's a Beetlejuice costume, but because they don't want to pay for the rights to use Beetlejuice, it says Juice Demon.
Ah, oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So
Yeah. No, I was C3PO in the rain. It was ugly. All right. Well, then, the only show that we mutually watched, I believe, is The English Teacher, which I caught episode 3 last night, and what a fun show.
well, I love the shit. Just a minute. I wrote it down. I wrote it down deliberately. Yeah, well, the fact is, in his class, there's one of the girls in the thing. She's got systematic Tourette's,
Yeah,
which is, of course, not a thing.
right.
Um, and so, but her best friend is like it basically it's the girl's feeling like she's not getting enough love or attention, so they're making shit up to give themselves more
Yeah.
power, and it's like I love the fact that the coach comes in
Huh.
and listens for 3 seconds and goes, okay, this is what the problem is.
Yeah.
And he's become such the wise character, even
Hmm.
though you just know he's going to have a Trump sign on his lawn. But still, very funny character, and I love the fact that I mean, it doesn't. You don't have to have a big storyline to be hilarious.
Right, because this show went by so dang quickly. When it was over, I was like, that's it?
Yeah, and Brian was mentioning that he's hoping we've seen the end of the relationship thing, because I
Yeah.
love how he's like, oh my god, he's throwing himself at me. I just know this is what's happening, and then the guy's going, you need to hold back. I've got a boyfriend, and he's like, oh, there I am again. And we know people like this who will
Yeah.
overread a situation, freak out, and then find out that it had nothing to do with that.
And then at the end of it, he's also, but we're open. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. But I love that they were shirtless at different points. I love that they aren't shying away from kissing or sexuality, and at the same time, they're funny.
Well, and it
One
doesn't.
girl and her eyebrows, I just was just like, oh, girl, do something with those bangs and those eyebrows.
Yeah, but what I liked about it was it never felt like it was. It
Inappropriate.
doesn't feel awkward,
Exactly.
because
It's just
so many times
part of it.
I watch like gay shows,
Mhm.
and the kissing is awkward. It
Yeah.
just it feels like they're making a point of, oh, now look at, we're gonna have the big kiss here,
Right.
and
And
it
then
doesn't
this,
have to be that way.
it didn't feel that way at all. It was just fine. Anyway, yeah, great show. Looking forward to much, much more of it. Have you watched any of the Rings of Power yet?
Hell no.
Okay. All right. Well, then, getting into what I watched this week, actually, I have a note here to just mention. Have you seen the preview for Matlock, the new
Uh,
Matlock?
I've seen bits and things that I don't see many previews.
Yeah. So yeah, And yeah,
Kathy
can't remember her
Bates.
name. Thank you. Kathy Bates is back in. Basically, it's some people think it might be a reboot, but basically, she's just like, no, we just have the same name, and they actually make a reference to. You remember that show? So that show, Matlock. Yeah, my name's like that, but she's the previews are good. I think it's really going to be a good show, and that's Kathy Bates. You can't fuck up too much with Kathy Bates.
Well, you heard she said that this is
Yeah.
going to be the last thing she does.
I hope that that is not true, but
Well,
I can understand. She's
I,
so
I think she,
busy.
I think she's taunting us. It's like, watch my show or you'll never see me again.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, she's fabulous. I really have always loved her. I did watch The Rings of Power. I caught up on all 5 episodes.
Oh my God, there's 5 episodes already.
Sadly, I mean, yes, there are. I did have to go back and watch part of one because I totally realized that I was not paying attention to a damn thing that was going on. And by the time I got to the third one, after I just finished watching the end of the second one, I didn't know who the fuck the characters that were on the screen were. I'm like, who are they and where did they come from? And they didn't give you any flashbacks to the first season to tell you, oh yeah, don't forget that these characters exist. Um, what a big snooze fest. I mean, really, it is all just boring exposition and 5 episodes of posturing. Just, I like, they were doing the same thing in the Dragon show that we just watched, where they'd have 2 episodes of, oh my God, would you do something? And then they'd have one episode where they did something. Well, so far, this is 5 episodes and they haven't done shit. So, uh, how do you fail with this? I don't get it. Um, uh, Other than that, I really haven't watched anything major this week or anything reportable or interesting, really, or at all. I did watch some more Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and got back into it, and I'm almost done with the first season and enjoying it again. So there's that.
Well, good news. There's only 8 episodes of The Rings.
Well, good. 3 more episodes that I'm sure I'll nap through them. But the final 5 minutes of the eighth episode, they'll actually have a battle.
Well, you know that it's got a four season run.
Well, it's a lot of napping. I hope that one of the seasons they actually freaking do something because it's got amazing everything except the story. I mean, how do you go wrong with that great of a cast and that beautiful of sets and cinematography and music? And I mean, it's just like it should be beautiful and it. Eh. Anyway, so and by the way, if anybody out there is thinking of watching The Good Witch for Halloween season, at the end of September, it is going off of Netflix. So get your watch in before you have to subscribe to Hallmark to get to it. Um, Red
Red
Dwarf fans, what?
Red Dwarf.
Yeah, Red Dwarf fans. News for Red Dwarf. They have started filming a new 90-minute story. They're going to break it up into 3 episodes. They're filming it in October and hoping that it will be out sometime mid next year, if not sooner. And there is more coming down the pike from them as well. So that's very cool. I'm still watching it, basically. I've just been watching it for the last month on repeat at night. So uh, I did the first episode of season 7 of Matinee Minutia on the road with our patron DJ Star Sage, and look, we did the Ice Pirates. Talked about that, and that will be out sometime in the next couple weeks, I think. I'll let you know. And that was basically my week, at least the parts that wouldn't, you know, bore you or make you super cry. So moving on to advice. I lost my late wife when our children were young. She had separate finances which I've saved for our children. Since remarried and had a stepchild and another child from my current wife. From the beginning, I've been clear that this money is for that her money is for the children I had with my late wife. Recently, my current wife expressed frustration, feeling it's unfair because the children will have funds for their future while the family faces financial sacrifices. For instance, we can't afford dance classes for my stepdaughter, which upset my wife. She thinks the money could help all our children now. However, I believe the funds should be reserved for my late wife's children as intended. My wife thinks I'm being unreasonable. Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
Nope. Their money left to them by their mother. Period.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh, can't afford dance classes. Fuck you. By the way, if that seriously, that's all I have to say. I just wanted to mention that.
well, maybe the wife should anyway. Yeah. Okay. Hey Chubbs.
Get a job.
Well, or not buy fancy dresses or makeup or who knows, whatever. I'm not
Yeah,
judging.
there's plenty of sacrifices that can be made.
All right. Hey Chubbs. Timothy wants to know, what's your favorite Jolly Rancher flavor?
I honestly, I it's been a long time.
Very
I
long time.
I remember there was like a cinnamon one and a green apple one,
Huh? Yeah.
but I I can't imagine me wanting either of those at this point in my life. And but those are the only two I can remember. I remember as a kid, I for some reason was obsessed with the green apple flavor.
Uh,
And I remember the long sticks
uh-huh.
of
I was
gum
just
that
thinking
yeah.
about it.
And I remember I was chewing that and my mother said, no more of that in the house. It smells like garbage.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I remember that, but yeah, so I'll go with the green apple.
Okay. I will actually go with the watermelon, but
Watermelon, that's right. There's a
yeah.
watermelon, and that smelled bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were like filling pullers. You could bite
Oh
down
yeah.
those and
You were supposed to suck on them. You weren't supposed to chew them.
yeah, but you always wanted to, and they always got stuck on your teeth.
Well, I remember you had to pull them apart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you got kind of like a shiv going on that thing, and it was you had to break it off and yeah, start again.
Yeah. Okay. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, if you owned a monthly subscription box company, what would its theme be?
That's kind of hard.
I
That's a
know. I was
uh,
thinking the same thing.
I mean, I would like, I mean, I think it would probably, since it's me, it would probably be like a weed service, you know, where, each month you'd get a box of new weed items to try
Mhm.
out. Because that's something I would do. And there's actually one that's a Broadway box, and each month you get a program from something currently playing on Broadway, and then you get like tchotchkes that they have and junk basically, but
Mhm.
fun junk if you're into Broadway and plays and musicals and stuff. So that I probably but I'd go with the weed thing,
Okay.
the weed box.
Yeah, the only one that I really did for a couple times was I got some. They were like beads and oils and stuff like that for my mom. They were kind of esoteric type things. But for me, I would say something seasonal. So it would be something that would always have like a holiday, whatever holiday was coming up, it would have stuff for that in it. And but then something dedicated to Peanuts would be nice too. The Peanuts cartoons.
Oh,
Yeah, I really don't know
see,
for.
I would have thought you would have done like snack box,
Oh, that would
because
be
I know
fun.
you like when you get the different kinds of candies or chips or snacks from different countries and
Yeah.
different cultures. Something like that would I pictured would be yours.
Hmm.
Something you do, like little bags of chip, just the little bags of chips, but like 10 from whichever country you're pulling from.
Actually, that would be very cool. I would subscribe to my own box.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know what's the fanciest hotel you've ever stayed at? Hmm.
God, that's hard.
Hmm.
Because I've stayed in the I had a really great room at the place in San Diego where they filmed Some Like It Hot, and I'm trying to think of the name of the place. But yeah, the big place, yeah, Coronado, Hotel Coronado in San Diego. We stayed at the hotel that we just were at in Las Vegas, where we had the baller room with the huge. It was just huge picture window that looked out at the Sphere and a lot of the Las Vegas. So very lots of lights and stuff. That was really a good room. Um, the places in New York have been okay. I mean, they're fine, but they're not like super wow kind of room.
Hmm.
But yeah, and some of the places in Hawaii, we stayed in some really nice places in Hawaii too. So,
Hmm.
um, how about you? Motel
Well,
6?
everything, yeah, has been pretty just regular hotelish. I think the best one was probably we did Rainbow Festival here, and the publisher that because we basically were the organizers of it, and then the publisher arranged so that we had a room downtown. So we had a limo that took like us and several of the performers to the hotel that's down by the river. I don't know if I don't remember the name of it, but it's like
The
right on the
van,
river.
the van down by the river?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And so we had I don't know, there was a foyer type thing in front and then the room off to the back. And yeah, we hung out with Brian Kent. And I was so fucking exhausted though. And then the publisher of the magazine made a little a, well, anyway, made kind of a butthead out of himself. Let's just put it that way. But
Okay.
it was a
Still
nice
just talking about hotels.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right,
And don't
moving on.
forget don't you the hotel in Las Vegas?
No, it was nice, but it was the hotels that I stayed out there, we always just had like a double room. I mean, they were
Yeah.
just to me just standard. They didn't have like a,
Well,
front
how
room.
about but didn't you love the toilet in the center of the bathroom?
Yeah, what was that about?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, why do you need that big of a bathroom?
Yeah.
Number one, and then you put the toilet in the center between the sink and the shower, and there's a good 5 feet in between the toilet and the shower, and it just was weird, weird, weird.
Yeah. That whole
Okay,
setup was weird. I guess
let's
desert.
lunchtime.
Okay. So what did Mr. Moose send in for his lunchbox? Well, starting with wanted to cook something very easy tonight. Homemade chicken nuggets
Oh,
with
they're
panko,
chicken. Okay, I
and
thought they were shrimp.
that's easy.
Yeah,
Chicken nuggets with panko breadcrumb breading, side of okra, served with a ranch dipping sauce.
yum.
Easy, yes. Purdue Chicken has started selling pre-cut chicken breasts. That makes life so easy, huh? Also, already cleaned of fat and in bite-sized pieces. Interesting. And then back home and eating a little lighter. Well, still had fries, but my main was a turkey wrap.
Hey,
Uh,
you missed the breakfast.
I know for some reason the description didn't quite
Well,
save. Go for
hubby wanted, I'm sure it was hubby wanted breakfast.
it.
Um, so we went out and it was hash browns with scrambled eggs and some very crispy bacon,
Bacon is great.
and then a side of what looks like peaches up there in the corner.
Oh,
I think that's
yeah.
peaches.
Okay.
But yeah, that made me hungry. And I like I can see the pepper in the scrambled eggs. I always like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And the wrap looks good too. It's I keep forgetting how easy a wrap is. It's just they're so simple, and
Yeah.
I just never make them.
Me neither. Not anymore, especially after finding out how many carbs are in tequilas to tortillas.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then you sent in some very delicious looking food.
Okay. Well, the first picture is of that is a chicken and waffle. It was chicken strips on top of a very big waffle,
Mm.
and then that is a fig and chili maple syrup to put over it. In that's the little cup thing. So no, it was really good. It was really good.
Okay.
The figs were a little underripe, but they added a good sweetness to the syrup, and the chicken was really good. Like I said, the regular waffle, how they kind of get soft. This never got soft. I don't know how they did that.
Oh,
But it was like probably an inch or more thick. So
wow.
it was very filling, it wasn't particularly dense. It was just a lot.
It looks good.
Yeah. Now the second thing is this is peach French toast. That's what Sean got.
Oh,
And it came with a big thing of whipped cream on top, and he really enjoyed it. This is over at Bacon and Butter, the
okay.
big place here in town that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's very cool. I still
Yeah.
have not been over there, but I hear so much about it. So,
Yeah.
all right. Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sactrs.org. Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find my other projects and books over at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
And now Tom is going to go have his long-awaited lunch because he's starving.
I'm starving.
I know.
We're going to Fire Wings. You know why?
Oh, I don't know.
It's
Why?
Boneless Monday.
Boneless Monday?
Yeah.
Remember that dog? Remember the dog, the bacon maple dog?
Shit, I still have him on. He's on my YouTube channel.
We were talking about, somebody brought him up the other day, but yeah.
Yeah.
Fire wings.
The maple kind?
Good.
Yeah, the maple kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I gave it to the cat.
No!
All right.
All right.
We'll talk to you later on. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.